morning, Janine. Good morning, Bob. There's just too much going on here, isn't there, Bite? Yeah, there's a reason I have to put this brush away during the week. He'd rub himself until he was bloody if I didn't. Morning, Spaniel Mom. But that one's a little behind, isn't it? Oh man, it took forever. You know, the power was out for 40 hours. Went out about 3 a.m. on Friday morning. It didn't come back until about 6 o'clock last night. I mean, I seriously wondered when I was coming home from work last night, if I was going to have to cancel the live stream today because no power, I can't do anything. I can't even charge my cell phone. No, I don't have a generator. But I've never really had the power go out like that. It goes out maybe for an hour or so, but that's happened once or twice. And we get occasional brownouts, little glitches in the line, but it was strange. There was a real powerful storm that came by that morning. The weather radio started complaining about it about 2 a.m. I heard it off in the distance, and then it got there and got here, and it was really powerful. And at one point, it seemed like I heard a sound that didn't seem normal, and I got up and kind of opened my eyes, and it was dark in there. The clocks were off and everything. I said, "Oh, great, the power's off." So I figured, well, it's 3 in the morning. I gotta get up at 4:30 to go to work. I better, go get the cell phone and set the alarm on that because my alarm clock is normally a plug-in kind of model, and so no power, it doesn't work. So yeah, that was a fun morning. Getting up, trying to get ready for work, trying to take a shower in the dark. Yeah, whatever it was really local. I mean, I got 2 blocks away, and the power was back on. And when I got home, not last night but the night before, there was power across the street, but not at my house. And so it was like my house, my row of the block, my half of the block, and the block behind me, all the way down, had no power. Well, you probably remember that I put electric lamps, electric lights, um, to plug into the wall and have a battery on them. And when the power goes out, that comes on. And so those did, and those lasted for a while. But by the time I got home, or when I got up yesterday morning, those were completely burned out or just drained. Like I don't think they've completely recovered yet. Because I'm looking at one of them now; it isn't even on. No, fortunately, the stuff in the refrigerator, it stayed cool enough in there that everything survived. I had just bought a whole bunch of of fish, which I still had in the fridge, and ultimately ended up moving that out to the freezer because the freezer was doing better. I got that freezer in the garage, and it's pretty well insulated. And when I got up yesterday morning, it's like, power's still not on. I got to get that fish into the freezer. So it all survived. I didn't lose anything, but much longer I would have because it was getting to the point where, it was just cool in the refrigerator. About 40 hours, Yvonne. Went out 3 a.m. About 3 a.m. on Friday morning. Came back last night about 9 p.m. Or no, 6 p.m. Sorry. So yeah, about 39 hours. Well, I think everything would have been fine, but if it went longer than it did, even another 12 hours, I would have started losing stuff. And I was mainly concerned that, about the temperature in the house. The house is pretty well insulated, but it's hot outside. And without air conditioner, eventually this house isn't going to be able to keep up with it. I had the air conditioner go out, about a year ago for a couple of days. And I was able to kind of keep the house under control with the ceiling fans, but, no electricity, no ceiling fans either. So, yeah, Thursday night or Friday night, Saturday morning, it was still, like I said, the house is pretty well insulated. So it was still pretty nice in here, but still, it's kind of a losing battle because the temperature kind of gradually rises the longer you go. No, I don't have a generator. It was never one of those things I really had to think about. I will think about it now. I don't know where I'll put it if I got one. At least to power some stuff, power the AC if we could do that, power the refrigerator. Yeah, it was a power outage here, Darth. It was out for like 39 hours. Yeah, the problem is I'd be mostly using it, during my work week at least, I'd be mostly using it at night, and solar doesn't work too well at night. I don't know. I didn't hear a whole lot about it, but even when I first came home and it seemed like the power was out, um, just a couple blocks over, the houses were fine. So it was pretty local. Cats are okay. Yeah, they thought it was a little weird that I came home at night and there wasn't light. Yeah, it was pretty windy. I don't know exactly what the problem was with the power. I didn't see any power lines down, but my boss said I guess that a neighbor's tree fell on his fence during that storm. And I got a couple of branches that came out of the trees. I'll probably try and maybe do something about that tonight. I don't know. Depends on whether we're done with the rain. Let's see here. Said that there was a chance of rain today. I don't see it yet. There's something up in Oklahoma, but that's moving the wrong way. It could have been a lightning strike. A lot of times that's what it is. There was a lot of lightning with this storm. And like I said, I was awakened by my weather radio because it kept going off about an hour before it. I heard it coming in. And ironically, the only thing that silenced the weather radio was when the power went out. It sure took them a lot. If I don't know what it was, if it was a transformer or something else, but it sure took them a while to get it back on. And like I said, when I first came home on Friday night, and I kind of drove around seeing, where it was out, and the houses across the street and the house behind them were out, and my house was out, the house behind me was out, on all the way up and down, and yeah. And when I came home on or when I later on when I went out and looked around, the power had been restored across the street and back row, but it was just my block that was out. Well, I've been without AC. I had the AC go out on me, I don't know, a year or two ago, and it was out for a few days. It turns out it was something really stupid, but and it was something I could have fixed myself. In fact, when I finally got a day off, it went off. The AC went out on one of my work days, on one of my first work days, and so it was out like for 3 days because there was nothing I could do about it because I'm at work and all that. And I started looking at it and I called an AC repair guy to come out and figure out what was going on. And I'd already pulled up the manual for the system and I was actually on the track of it. If the guy hadn't gotten there so fast, I probably would have fixed it myself. But that's okay. Now I know how to do it. That happens again. Turns out there's this little condensation valve, and if the condensation gets too much in the plumbing, rather than having it leak, it shuts off the air conditioner. And that's what happened. So all you have to do is just empty that condensation valve. Yeah, Bite and Nibble took refuge in the bathtub. That's where they usually go. No, no lost food. It was close though, much longer, and I would have probably started losing food. I was thinking when I got home last night, if they didn't, from work, that if they hadn't fixed it, I was going to have to go get some ice and put some stuff in the cooler. Yeah, I don't know. I may consider some sort of a generator. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have one. There's Rhonda. Now the party started. And I can let Rhonda take over the conversation a little bit. I'll just sit here and stare. You could just look at this ugly mug. Is that a new record, Rhonda? You've gone longer. Okay, so it isn't a record. It's a top 10, huh? I mean, I'm assuming you sleep. I don't know. Do you talk in your sleep? Maybe. Some people do. Why is that, Rhonda? Yeah, you seem like the type. Yeah, I know the type. Thank you, Tracy. It's coming along. Actually, there's another video I've already shot that I just haven't edited yet. That'll probably pop up tomorrow. And then I got one more because I think I just need to put it back together now. Because the next video, the one you haven't seen yet that I've already shot, is about staining and finishing it. And then that's it right there. You can see it. I've got to basically put it together now. Matches the table really well, doesn't it? Then we can finally get those rocks into there. Start using that tabletop again. I've decided that some of the bigger pieces I'm going to probably either leave on top of the table or maybe even build specific places for them. You know, maybe just like little one-off shelves around the house to display those. Because I mean, I've already gotten to the point where I've got like one here that I'm like putting on the ground. That big amethyst piece right there, that's just kind of living there on the ground right now. And I got a couple others. Those big quartz clusters will probably go somewhere. As a matter of fact, I did get some new rocks. I'm glad you asked. This is one that I saw that I thought was absolutely beautiful when I got in there. Can't really, kind of looks a little gray in here, but it's actually got some really blue crystals on it. It's really pretty and couldn't resist that one. Kara showed me that and I said, I got to take that one home with me. So that one's pretty cool. And this one I'd seen in a picture and I thought was absolutely gorgeous. It's just a tiny little thing, but it's amethyst and quartz and a couple other things. And I mean, look at that! Look at that purple crystal on top of that. I know it looks kind of brown on the camera, but it's actually kind of very purple. So that's a nice piece. I like that. And then I haven't really done a lot with fossils, but I got a fossil too. This is called a, let's see, what do they call this? Part of the reason I put it on the Facebook page is so I can remember what everything is called. This is called an orthoceras. It's an early descendant of shrimp and squid and that kind of thing. This was basically a shell, and then the creature lived inside of it and kind of swam around like millions and millions of years ago. So, like I said, I'm not really that big into fossils, but that was a pretty cool one. That'll look nice in my collection. That's your favorite, huh? Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's what, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of these creatures. Maybe one in the middle there. Who knows? Kind of fun, right? Logan has a shark tooth fossil and a beetle fossil. That's pretty cool. I've shown you my trilobite, right? Got that at a on one of my vlogs a few years ago. No, I don't think they'll be interested in the rock collection at all. Did you find anything cool, Gene? That is going to be part of the process. For those of you on Facebook, I have my Facebook profile, and and I have every one of these things photographed in there with the label of what it is. So when it does get to the point where I put the shelf together today, we're going to make labels for everything. Yes, definitely. Dinosaur poo, just what everybody wants. I do want to get a megalodon tooth. I saw a couple of them at that rock and mineral show that I was looking at. Sometime I'll get one. You seriously know what they call dinosaur poo fossils? You're going to laugh at this, but it's true. It's absolutely true. They call it crapolite. I swear that's what they call it. Ah, raccoon poo. Who doesn't want raccoon poo? Does a little bit look like a submarine, doesn't it? Well, see, that's the whole point. Submarines kind of stole the idea from them because that cuts through the water really easily. When you get your tail coming out the back and you're swimming, you're shooting through the water like these things did. Need to be aerodynamic or water dynamic, fluid dynamic, whatever it is. Well, I have a couple pieces of amber that have bugs inside of them, but my understanding is amber fossilize or tree sap fossilizes into amber in about 40,000 years. So, who knows how old those are? They might be not be that old. Yeah, unfortunately, I have bags of cat poo too. Anyone want any cat poo? I'll sell it at an ultra low price. No, I don't really have any books on rocks. I'm not necessarily somebody that says, "Oh, I want to," I'm looking for particular kinds of minerals. I'm just looking for things that I think look cool. Cheaper than that, Darth. You got a new Barbie item this week. What was that, Rhonda? Oh, you think this one looks like the submarine? Yeah, I guess I could see that. Or a tank. I could see that as a submarine, though. Or one of those Tesla trucks. I saw one of those things in the wild a few weeks ago. Those are ugly. Anyone agree with me on that? I generally like Elon Musk, but I don't know what he was thinking. Kind of got the angles like I don't know. I keep thinking, yeah, especially this part on the top here, kind of has looks a little bit like the nose of the stealth fighter, the F-117A. Kind of got those angles. But you know my collection. For a second there, I thought it said you collect Barbies and beers. Oh, you like Pennywise? Used to have the entire collection of Care Bears, huh? Is that what Darth thinks is scary? The entire collection of Care Bears, or two talking Pennywises? About Pennywise the Care Bear. Pennywises, yeah, right, exactly. You'll have to send us a clip. Yeah, we've heard about your doll, the one that you have locked up in a cabinet in the closet, tied up or something like that. Yeah, that's creepy. You got to bring her out. Send us video. We'll put it on a vlog. In search of Rhonda's Annabelle. Yeah, right. Pennywise Care Bear. I don't know which would be worse. The part what would be the worst part of it, the Pennywise part or the Care Bear part? You they have a Pennywise Barbie. Why not? I saw a meme the other day that I thought was really funny. It was uh, what lesbian dance theory Barbie, and she had purple hair and all sorts of piercings and a McDonald's uniform. Your cat just bit me, Logan. Oh, you like the creepy bear? Somebody claimed that he moved in one of the live streams a long time ago when it was still in the apartment. He wants to live there? Okay. Well, you come and get him, Logan. He can bite you from now on. Just in case you ever wondered where he got his name, right? Okay, I'm curious. Is he your love because he bit me? She's on her way. All right. That's true. I think Rhonda does have enough cats. You know, someday I'm going to pull a prank involving that bear. You'd have more cats, but you'd get a divorce, huh? I don't know. You got to decide: is what's more important, the husband or the cats? Kitten peed in his shoe. Oh, it looks like a litter box, right? Little teeny tiny litter box. No, probably something more subtle than that, Gene. Hey, christened. Yeah, exactly. So what you do when you don't have a bottle of champagne. Big quiet patch there, wasn't there? Just working. That's me. I don't know. I'm probably not going to be doing that much anymore. The problem with Silo of Screams is it starts at 8 o'clock, and that means I got to get out of the building at 7:30, drive to Temple, and get into costume and get into place. And I just can't do that regularly anymore because I don't know. My work doesn't stop now at a particular time. That was sort of what I told John last year was that it just I don't get off at I can't predict when I'm going to get off. I might get off at 8. I might get off at 10. It just what how the job works out that given day. Yeah, I think it would look really weird though if I took every Friday and Saturday off. Now, last year during Halloween, they were doing uh, they had a day off or day or two off for like maintenance cycle or maintenance interval or something like that. So I was able to go in for one of those days, and it might happen again. Yeah, I'm still hourly. I don't know if I want to get to the point where I'm salary. I like the OT. The OT makes all the difference in the world. Silo puke flu. I don't know what that is. Something we'll have to invent. I guess my boss wouldn't know either. It's like a big spot right in front of my eye here. Now, board games are kind of hard to do when you're alone. The big question is, do you have to be bored to play board games? You have any thoughts on that, Bite? No. Girls are learning backgammon. Chess is next. I knew to play backgammon once, but I don't remember anymore. I'm sure I could pick it up again. My dad and grandfather were always into cribbage. They taught me that once too, but I never really got into that much either. And now I got cat hair on me here. Yeah, I basically got that thing for free. I told you the story about that, right? Doing good on their schoolwork. That's good. That's important for me, Logan. I only want to be involved with a girl that's smart. So I gotta do your studying. Yeah, the rock display lighting is going to be great. Like I said, I've got those black lights and I've got the strip lights. I'm going to put all that together today, I hope, and get it all wired up and in place. Basically, I got everything I need now. It's stained. It's lacquer coated. It's ready to go. So all I got to do is go to Home Depot and get some like felt pads for the feet, so it doesn't scratch the floor when I move it around. And then we can reassemble it, get the lights all permanently installed in there, and I think it's going to look really cool. Chemical engineer, that's good. You can make good money as a chemical engineer. Yeah, yeah, I like the multicolor. I could have gotten the white ones or the multicolor ones, and it turns out they were the same price. And I can do the white with the multicolor, so why not, right? Charlotte's going to be a doctor. All right, there we go. Anything in the STEM fields is good, Lindex. She wants to be a vet. Okay, I wanted to be a vet too, and I worked at a vet for a while and got out of that. When I worked at the vet, my dad said specifically, "Don't bring anything home with you." And I still brought home a rabbit and a couple of birds. That's a good question, Darth. If you're a veterinarian in Vietnam, are you a Vietnam vet? Well, that's the only reason for having kids, so you can laugh at what they do, right? Dad jokes from someone who's not even a dad. Drinking my water too fast here. We're 15 minutes away from the halfway mark and the water's almost gone here. Gonna have to pace myself. I'm just going into my long weekend. I love my long weekends. I told my boss once that um, you know I as you know I work 3 days one week and 4 days the next week. So every other week I get a 3 day and then a 4 day weekend. And it's funny, when I was working at Disney, I got one day off a week and I was happy to have it and really looked forward to it. And it was great. It was everything I wanted. And now I get a minimum of 3 days off every week, and every other week I get 4 days off. And on my 3 day weekends, I keep going into it thinking, oh man, it's only my 3 day weekend. He jokes about that all the time now. Joe Bubby jokes, huh? All right. Learned something new today. Okay, here comes the lame joke section of this. So what's your lame joke, everybody? Why are elevator jokes so good? Because they work on many levels. Ba-dum-bum. It does have its ups and downs. That's true. Yeah, so do I, Logan. Want to hear a dirty joke? Let me guess. A white dog fell in the mud. A barbecue. Yeah. Oh, it's a horse now. Okay, it was a dog before. I'd like the elevator jokes. It works on many levels. Want to hear half a dirty joke? Bite falls in the mud. What does a baby computer call its father? Data. Yeah. Charlotte got a new iPad, huh? Oh boy. What'd you do with the old one? Did you break the old one? Is that what happened? It's huge, huh? All right. Yeah, I guess they're gonna need one for homework. That's true. You can tell I'm a child of the 70s here. We didn't have iPads when I was a kid. Logan sat on it. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll pretty much do it. Yeah, was it intentional? That's the question. Ooh, Charlotte's lap or iPad. Blah, squash. Accidentally on purpose. Yeah, right. That's exactly what happened. I know how that works. I don't know. My computer doesn't have any pets. That's true. They do have a mouse. Mine does have a mouse. I'll agree with that. Fire pepper's the best at archery because they have a habanero. Uh, that's a two groaner. So are my tomatoes. My tomatoes are going to town. I hope I can see the first red tomato on there. It's kind of an orange color. What do you call an Indian between two houses? I don't know. What do you call an Indian between two houses? I know I'm going to regret asking this. Okay, I guess I don't get that one. Just this feeble mind of mine. Crab Louie, huh? Interesting. Tacos. There you go. You have a joke about pizza, but it's too cheesy. Thank you for sparing us on that one then. I don't think it's possible though for a joke about pizza to be too cheesy. I love pizza. Pizza and Mexican food are probably my two favorite things in the world. Not really into stir fry. Cheese soup, that sounds good. Pizza looks like cheese soup is even better. Never been a hummus fan. There's nothing wrong with pizza for breakfast. You can eat pizza anytime. So the neighbor across the street is mowing his lawn. I think I probably got to do mine today too. It is overdue. It's raining there. Okay. Yeah, they were saying maybe we might get some rain here today, but I'm not optimistic right now. Let's see what's happening up Canada way here. Oh yeah, I see it. Just a little storm. Must be just right on the edges of it, Rhonda. A Jeff Bezos joke. Well, here the weather is kind of warm and muggy and a little bit of breezy, but overcast. Yeah, we got pummeled by the rain this year. We had like 13 inches last month. That's insane. Well, we're in an El Nino, so that doesn't surprise me that you have kind of a dry winter because that's what an El Nino does. It kind of the jet stream comes down lower across North America, and so it tends to bring rain more to the southern part of the country than the northern part. I hope we continue to get a lot of rain this summer. I like it when it rains. People who live here in Texas think I'm crazy, but whatever. Didn't rain that much in California, so I love it when we get a nice violent thunderstorm. Don't like it when it knocks out the power for 39 hours, but hey, you got to take it and leave it, right? Everything I planted in the garden is loving all the rain too. Hey, Dot. Yeah, that's my disappointment. You know, when you have a great rainstorm and I'm stuck inside. Best one is when I'm home on a day like this and just can enjoy it. Although I don't think the cats ever enjoy it. They all go hide in the bathtub. They don't like the thunder. And the truth is, we get real powerful thunderstorms here. The house rattles when it happens. It's so powerful. But I love it, so that's good. Gonna make you all yawn now. I've been in the pool a little bit when it's like raining a little bit. If there's thunder in the area, though, that's the last place I want to be. Lightning and swimming pools do not mix. It's an El Nino. That's what happens, Tracy. Yeah, but at least with the tornadoes, you have the warning that they're coming. Lightning strikes, it's like, boom, it's there. You like swimming, but you don't like to get rained on, huh? Huh. Okay. Cheap perm, huh? That's what it is. Yeah, the tomatoes are doing really, really well. Um, Most of the plants now are up to that top platform that I built on the trellis. Turns out the smaller ones are all in the front. And those are like the cherry tomatoes, I think. Or no, those are the larger ones, like the beefsteak tomatoes. And the ones in the big that are tall in the in the back that are taller, they seem to be little cherry tomatoes. So I do remember I kind of clustered all that stuff together. They're all doing well. Every one of those tomato plants is doing really well. And that tomato I put on that I put on the live stream photo last week or the week before, that thing's larger than a golf ball right now. I don't know whether Bite and Nibble would like pizza or not. I don't usually give them human food. Yeah, I know, but the Weather Channel says that there's going to be an unusually high amount of hurricanes every year, and they're always wrong. No, I mean, I don't know if the barriers are going to make it. We're still trying. They're still alive, but they're not doing a whole lot. Might just be one of those things that takes a while for them to kick in. I put some ivy in the yard last year, and I thought for sure it died off in the winter, but it's come back now, and it's actually really starting to do well. And it's starting to grow up the fence, which is kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of grow up and cover the fence because the neighbors next door have some very established ivy plants that basically cover their end of the wall. And I figured, I got the same thing. I'd like to just kind of, you know, see if I could just encourage that to happen on my end too, because the fences are kind of ugly, and I kind of prefer, the ivy there anyway. All right, thanks for stopping in, Tracy. See you next time. Guess we can polish off the first one, huh? Down the hatch. One more to go. If I redo the fence, I'll definitely. I won't paint it, but I'll weather seal it because the stuff out there is, it's not going to last forever. I don't know how long it's been up there, but it's starting to get a little rough. So if I do it, I'm gonna weather seal it really well. Those weather chimes, they hold up very well to the to some of the strong wind we get. That storm we had on Friday morning that knocked out the power, the wind was really blowing on that one too. Yeah, that would be a big investment. I've actually kind of considered it, and yeah, we're talking thousands of dollars to replace that fence. Might be one of those things that I just do gradually. Do 50 planks at one point and do another 50 and another 50 until it's done. Cabinets are on hold right now until I find a contractor I like. Like I said, it's just the three so far. The first one, the one that I thought was going to be the one I'd go with, never actually placed a bid. He gave me kind of a verbal bid, but he never gave me a formal written bid. So I don't know if he's not interested. The other one I told you about last week gave me a bid that was so ridiculously low that I have to wonder what's going on. And the third one is trying to bring her own contractor in and make the cabinets, but the cabinets that she wants to use, they aren't faced with the material; they're painted, and I don't know if I want painted. And without seeing them, I'm a little concerned about that. So I don't know. She might still be in the running, but I want her to come out, and I want to see some of these cabinets before I make a decision. Because the ones I have in there are clearly painted, and I don't know. I think the ones that kind of have I don't even know, like almost a formica coating on them. I think they last better. They at least look nice. Would I split with the neighbors? I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, the fence is okay right now, but it's getting to the point where it's starting to rot out. Eventually, some of those pieces are going to come out. That's what I'm thinking too, Rhonda. And the painted ones, I don't know if that's going to hold up as well to washings as like the ones with the formica coating. I don't know what they call it. I'm just calling it formica coating. Yeah, I don't know who built the fence. Although I do believe it was somebody that owned this house because the fence is the same all the way around. And so, I would think if the behind neighbors did theirs, they'd do it one way. The side neighbors on one side would do it one way, and the neighbors on the other side would do it differently. And since they're all done the same way, and they're all facing me, it leads me to believe that it was somebody in this house that did them. Yeah, I like the fence. Fences make great neighbors. Yeah, see, that's the number one thing about a fence with me is I want to have something there, keep flash in and that kind of thing, because at some point, maybe, I'd like to get a dog. I don't have a dog right now, but I think it would be unfair to have a dog because I'm gone so long. But if I got to the point where I retired, um, a dog would be fun to have as a pet. And I could, if I could give them more attention and all that. Yeah, no ball play. Yeah, yeah. That's another part too, is kind of keeping your privacy and your personal space limited. I agree that if you got neighbors that are kind of coming and taking your stuff, then you got to put it behind a fence. I would insist on that too, just because I've always had a fence in every house I've been in. It just defines what's yours. That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy when you got to lock up your own stuff in your backyard. That works too, Black Dot. I got one or two of them myself. Yeah, that's the whole mentality behind communism. What's yours is mine. Yeah, I kind of keep it limited. I agree with that. I just leave the cats in charge. I know they'll go and hide in the bathroom at the first sign of trouble. Hey, bye. Mine run away from anyone coming in the house. Somebody's in the house, they're going to be in their room. If that doesn't work, they're going into the bathtub. And I've said it before, if somebody tries to break into my house, they're going to have a very short, very loud conversation with a 12 gauge shotgun. That's all I'm going to say about that. Hey, bye. Increasingly in California, you can't either. Another one of the reasons why I left. Yeah, exactly. Take the room temperature challenge. You gonna come up here? You're just gonna sit there and look all mournful to me. There we got him. Yes, it does. So does California. That's, like I said, one of the reasons I left. We got open carry in Texas. If you're an adult, you can open carry if you want. No permit required. We call that constitutional carry. Never thought I'd see a banana republic tactic like that in America. I was reading a poll this morning that said that there's a certain number of Republicans that says that they're less likely to vote for Trump now that he's been convicted. It's like I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but you were never Trumper all along. You were never going to vote for him anyway. So why do I care that a person you weren't going to vote for, you're less likely to vote for now? That means absolutely nothing. If you're any kind of a supporter of the president, you can't look at this sham of a trial and say that justice was served. I don't know. They might have just won the election for Trump, though, because like everybody's looking at this and saying the Democrats are so desperate right now that they're doing they're doing banana republic type things to prosecute their opponent. You just got to hope that there's enough sane people out there to look at this and say, this has got to stop. They want to say, oh, we got to do it because Trump is such a threat, but that counts on the fact that we aren't paying attention, and the truth is, they've done that to every Republican since Nixon. They keep saying they're worse and worse and worse. It's not going to stop with Trump. They got away with it, or they think they're going to get away with it, and it will keep happening. Next president for a Republican Party is going to be worse than Trump. Count on it. Yeah, exactly. Drain the swamp. I mean, they came after this guy the second he walked down that elevator or escalator. They thought he was a joke, and then he won, and then the hate really started. What happens when pancakes compete against cakes or something else like that in baseball? Because they all have batter. It's more than term limits, so that's a good start. But we gotta undo all of these laws that were built by bureaucracies. The Constitution says the Congress, specifically the House of Representatives, makes the laws. The the House of Representatives doesn't get to designate somebody to do their job any more than the president can say, "Hey, you pick the next Supreme Court justice." It's the president's job to do that. It's the House of Representatives' job to do that. I would love to see a something go before the Supreme Court that says all laws and regulations proposed and imposed by bureaucracies that are not elected by the people are hereby null and void. That'd be a good step. Now, you know, Congress will whine about it, and my answer to that is do your job. If you think it's that important, vote on it. Put it to a vote and suffer the consequences. See, the whole thing with the bureaucracies is that allows the politicians to do the things they want to do without having to be held responsible. They have plausible deniability. You say, I didn't do it, the bureaucracy did it. The EPA did it, the HUD did it, Department of Education did it. Yeah, I know, but you enabled them. That is true, Brad. They've weaponized the Department of Justice against him. It's got to stop because it will never stop unless we stop it. And another 4 years of Biden, it's over. It is absolutely over. Well, there's a guy that was scheduled to testify, and the judge wouldn't let him testify. He was going to testify that nothing that Trump did was a crime. Well, the truth is, it isn't Biden. Biden's always been kind of a buffoon, even before he lost his marbles. But he's always been one of those people that just, lean blows whichever way the wind blows. Back in the '70s, he was a racist and a segregationalist. And now he pretends he's the champion of minorities. He isn't. Hello, Eric. Oh yeah, he said he's done all sorts of things. He drove a truck once. The guy's never done anything but be a politician. Yeah, Corn Pop was a bad dude, right? No, we're driving Gene to church. See you next time, Gene. Thanks for stopping in. Well, it's like Al Gore saying he invented the internet. De Niro has always been a buffoon. I can't really think of anything I've ever seen him in that I liked him in. He's a punk. Did you have an earthquake, Ruth? Where are you located, Ruth? Let's see if we can look it up. Oh, Pasadena, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, you have earthquakes there from time to time, definitely. Let's see if we can see that. Oh yeah, I see it. It's not that big a one, 3.5. Let's see if we can see it here. Yeah, that little red dot there. That's it. 3.5. Let's see, when was it here? This app I'm using isn't really designed for cell phones here. 11:56. So that was what, about a half hour ago, huh? About a little bit more than a half hour ago. Yeah, another one of the reasons why I wanted to leave California. You know, they're showing it as oops, kind of a significant earthquake. It's in red. Got a lot of earthquake activity in Southern California there. A couple of them right along the fault. I see like 5 of them in that picture in the last hour. Yeah, when it gives me time, it's local time here. That's a pretty small earthquake, Ruth. You probably won't get any aftershocks from that. And it's fairly well far off of a main fault. It's probably just some little local fault. Let's see if we can figure this out here. Yeah, I know that area well. Used to drive by there all the time going to Jordan's house. But yeah, that was a nice little wake me up this morning, huh? They do say that sometimes a moderate sized earthquake can be a precursor to a bigger one, but it's very, very infrequent. But yeah, 3.5, that's enough to get your attention. I've been through a bunch of those. Not a single earthquake in this part of Texas since I've been here, though. I did the vlog on that earthquake in California that happened like 5 years ago, I put some pictures of pretty large cracks in the earth. It's funny though. I look at the earthquake maps every day, even though I don't live in California anymore. I still look at the earthquake maps, and it does seem to be like there's a lot of movement going on in San Andreas right now. That might just be easing pressure, or it might not be. What do they say? San Andreas is like 150 years overdue for a big one. Yep, I'm glad I'm in Texas. Yeah, yeah. Some of those earthquakes are weird because I've seen like video of them where somebody was like on a hill and watching the wave propagate across and it's literally like the wave of an ocean. The land literally flexes like that. Well, I mean, as long as the nuclear power plant isn't right on the fault line, close to the fault line, they're designed for that. Yes, it is. It's about the tectonic plates. Yep, the North American and the Pacific plate are shifting against each other. The Pacific plate is moving north at about 2 inches a year. They say that in 10 or 15,000 years, Los Angeles and San Francisco will be suburbs of each other. Yeah, that only works in the movie Darth. That is a great scene, though. Well, you remember that Fukushima nuclear reactor that began to melt as a result of that earthquake in Japan, decade or decade and a half ago? The truth is that problem was just dumb design. Uh, the truth is the reactor was designed to, protect itself in the event of up to an 8.0 earthquake. It did what it was supposed to. It worked perfectly in a 9.0 earthquake, and the only reason there was any problem with it is because they failed to account for the tsunami that came. And what they have is when the reactor is basically it's the reaction is the nuclear reaction creates heat, which boils water, which drives steam into a turbine, which creates electricity. Well, what the reactor is supposed to do is you have the rods and you have the core, and when the rods are inserted into the core, it kind of acts as a brake, as a braking system to slow down the reaction. But when you pull the rods out of the core, the rods begin to heat up, and that's what generates the heat. So this reactor in Japan was designed that in the event of an earthquake, it automatically inserted the rods into the core, and that was supposed to shut down the reaction. Well, like I said, it was designed to hold up to a 8.0 earthquake, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do in a 9.0 earthquake. But what ends up happening then is water pumps begin pumping cool water into the reactor core itself to kind of keep everything under control. Well, these pumps were just right out there in the open, and when the tsunami came in, it drowned the pumps, and the reactors began to overheat, and that's what caused the meltdown. So that was just dumb design. They should have put those pumps, in an enclosed area so that it hold up to the tsunami and wouldn't have the problem. Nuclear power is really the way to go. I wish we weren't so against it. That's the ultimate in green energy. Not anymore. They decommissioned it. It used to be San Onofre. Not in America, it isn't, Rhonda. They're decommissioning them left and right. There we go. Yeah, develop us a Mr. Fusion, Darth. I guarantee you'd be the richest person on the planet if you could do that. Yeah, I don't know if there's any nuclear reactors in Texas. And you'd think Texas would be the place to have them. Oh, don't worry. You're still talking about the earthquake, right? Yeah, I don't think you're going to have anything to worry about on that. It's possible there may be an aftershock, and if so, it'll probably be so tiny you might not even feel it. Is that the names of the reactors, Rhonda? Pickering and Darlington. Yeah, I know. It does sound like a law firm, doesn't it? Oh, they made the rods. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'd want anyone making nuclear rods in my town. That's a different thing. Once they're put into the reactor itself, they're relatively safe if you're not an idiot. I mean, really, what have we had? We've had three nuclear incidents, and one of them was just a weird confluence of events, 3 Mile Island. Then we had Chernobyl, and that was just stupidity, downright stupidity. And then we had the Fukushima reactor in Japan, and that was also kind of short-sightedness. I'm not going to go stupidity on that because Fukushima wasn't anywhere near the level of stupidity that Chernobyl was. Yeah, see, that's why you don't want to have one in your town. You never know where they're putting that stuff. Now, 3 Mile Island was just a bunch of technology that all failed at the same time. Because what happened there, I saw a documentary on this once. One of the things you want to do is you want to measure the pressure and the temperature and the heat that's all built up in there. And bunch of the gauges that do that, they all failed once, and it made the operator think that the pressure was building up there when in reality the gauges were just stuck. And so they started venting pressure because they thought the thing was about to explode. But it wasn't. It's just the gauges malfunction. Chernobyl, on the other hand, like I said, that was just plain stupidity. They were doing a test there. They disabled all of the safety features and they began heating things up and they wanted to see how bad could get. Yeah, they found out. And then, of course, Fukushima, that was just a kind of a lame design. They didn't think about the possibility of a tsunami drowning their water pump. Now we'd have all different problems if robots ruled the world. It's funny that people can watch movies like The Terminator or The Matrix and start thinking, "Yeah, we need AI. That's the way. That's the answer." The next thing to destroy ourselves with, or even on the AI question, even Logan's Run was sort of AI. War games, that's another good example. Yeah, you're right. That's a good movie, by the way. A strange game. The only winning move is not to play. I don't know if RoboCop was AI. That was more a lesson on what happens when you don't control crime. I don't think I ever saw that one. I think I do remember hearing about a movie called Failsafe, but I mean, even you could even consider the movie I Robot kind of AI taking over. That's another one too. Yeah, Rosie the Robot, exactly. That's what we all think we're going to get. We want Rosie and we get Vicky. Yeah, Bender. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw a RoboCop remake. I don't know. I wasn't that into it. Need them at the borders, huh? Yeah, both of them. You're right. I mean, northern border. I'm not concerned about Canadians who love Canadian culture coming to them to America, but there's people that are sneaking in over the border that are not our friends. Did I miss the pool yet? No, but I wouldn't probably even be in the pool at this early in the season. I'm a wimp when it comes to cold water. Does Biden know the nuclear codes? I doubt it. I doubt he knows what he had for breakfast this morning. That's it exactly, Yvonne. I saw a report recently about some guy who snuck in across the southern border who was from India, and even he was saying this is nuts that America's letting people in here. He says there's scary people out there that are coming across the border. This is an illegal alien coming across the border. He says, "Yeah, I mean, I don't mean America any harm. I just want to have a better life. But there's scary people out there that are coming across the border, and nobody cares. We don't know who they are." And if anyone proposes deporting them all, the Democrats are going to squeal. Yeah, a lot of Chinese. Yeah, military age men. Exactly, Dot. I hope so, Darth. I hope so. But the Democrats are going to squeal because they don't care. Those are future voters. That's all that matters. You can't get the Americans to vote for you anymore. So you got to import people that are already conditioned to looking to the government for everything. And the media don't cover it. And on the rare occasion you get Biden to go down to the border and see what's happened, they turn it into a Potemkin village. Move them all out. No, there's nothing here. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Look at all this. And his media allies just say, yeah, yeah. The parrot, they're all shaking their heads. Yeah, that's happening too, Yvonne. I don't know what it's going to take for America to wake up on that. No, you cannot. Kamala Harris is a diversity hire. She wasn't brought in for qualifications. She's brought in for her race and her gender. So was Katanji Jackson Brown and Kagan and Sotomayor. Yeah, well, they just lie. That's how it works. I think we silenced Rhonda. Rhonda doesn't like the political talk. Yeah, I know. I can walk out safely here at night in Waco because it's a pretty safe, pretty conservative spot. Yeah, I got the neighbors a couple houses down that are flying the rainbow flag, but they're harmless. Yeah, that's true, Brad. That is true also, Yvonne. That's always sort of been what the Democrats do is it's to divide people into groups and then pit those groups against each other. That's what they do. Always have. I mean, what is it that makes the Democrats think that they're the moral arbiters of anything? They've been wrong on every major issue throughout their history. Slavery, the Klan, Jim Crow, eugenics, Japanese internment, abortion. If we're listening to the Democrats and using the Democrats' thoughts to decide which way we should go on anything, the only way we should do that is saying, what do the Democrats think? Yeah, do the opposite. Yeah, that's the only thing they can they can whip up their supporters and fool them with propaganda. I probably shouldn't be talking politics here, but that's okay. I'm more open to that. I kind of go off on that. I used to kind of avoid that altogether on these, but whatever. I'm going to say what I think. This is still America, at least for the moment. I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. I might just pull something out of the freezer. I got some steaks, some hamburgers. Bought some fish last week. I may do a big chunk of fish, salmon or trout or something. I got a big fillet of each. So now I think today's vlog is going to be finishing up the table or the display case. I want to get the rocks into that today. There's actually one vlog I shot that I haven't edited that you'll probably see tomorrow. I'll try and get that all cut together today and and then we'll go from there. It's funny. I was reading an article that some guy said that he thinks that there's another civil war coming, and basically his argument about how he thinks that will work is he thinks that rather than actually getting to fighting like we have in the Civil War in the past, that people will just move to blue states and red states and leave each other alone. So I'm thinking to myself, that's what the Constitution says is supposed to happen. Federal government isn't supposed to be in any of this. There's supposed to be, in this case, 50 different laboratories all trying to figure out how to do things best. That's why most of the power was given to the states. That's what the 10th Amendment says. And the 17th Amendment kind of blew that out of the water. What's the weight limit of the shelves? I don't know exactly, but it should be pretty strong. It should be able to hold up anything I put in it. Rhonda's checking out. She's got company. So thanks for stopping in, Rhonda. We're almost done anyway. Do you want a greasy burger joint, Brad, or just a really good place? Because there's a couple of good places. Let me got to refresh my memory. There's one of them right along I-35. You see it if you're coming from Dallas, and it's a building on the right of the freeway. It's a big square building with a goofy mural on the side of it called Twisted Root Burgers. I definitely recommend them if you're interested. Let me check out. There's two others that I remember too. Let me see if because I visited them both early on. One of them was right near I-35, which goes right through the middle of town, and apparently that one's famous because Elvis used to eat there when he was stationed at Fort Hood. Let's see if I can remember what it's called. Like I said, I did a vlog on it way back when. Let's see here if I can find it. Blah, 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 blah. It was. I know you'll have to look. You'll have to look through my restaurant vlogs. It was one I did a few years ago, and it was there were a couple of burger places I went that were really good. They're just little hole in the wall places that really made great burgers. But check out the Twisted Root Burger place if you come through. It's a great burger place. Can't go wrong with that. In fact, last time Jordan was here, we went there, and I think he even vlogged in there a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those rocks on the shelf too. I want to get them off that table. Like I said, there's just too much stuff on that table right now. It's covering up the entire tabletop, and being able to get um, get most of those rocks into the cabinet will be great. Like I said, some of the bigger ones are going to probably stay out. But let's see. I'm gonna hop into my vlogs here, see if I can figure out which one it is here. Go through all the ads. I hate doing this on, but go look. Go check it out. Yeah, yeah. If you see me, Brad, tell me who you are. Identify yourself. I don't mind. It's not like I'm that famous where people are coming up to me all the time and saying, "Hey, you escaping the mouse?" It's more than anything. It's been people at work that discover the vlog. I think I've had one case. Well, no, two cases where somebody I had no idea who they were came up to me and says, "Oh yeah, I've seen your vlogs." Yeah, that's true, Darth. I gotta clear the table out for the trains when they come back. Yeah, like I said, it was just a little hole in the wall burger place, Brad. I don't remember what to call it. I've locked it, but it was right along the I-35 freeway. And I did mention at the time that Elvis used to eat there. So anyway, looks like we're kind of winding down here. I hit my 2 hours, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one, and we'll try this again next week. Had a good time today, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Good night.